vocabulary in context questions.
Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I will share some really useful tips about one question type that show up a lot in exam like TOEFL, IELTS, and SAT. It's called vocabulary in context questions. Now, many students feel nervous when they see a difficult word in the passage. They think, oh no, I don't know this word. How can I answer? But the good news is, you don't always need to memorize every word. Instead, you can actually use the context of the passage to figure it out. And that exactly what we are going to learn today.
So, what are vocabulary in context questions? These are reading comprehension questions that ask you to find the meaning of a word or phrase based on the context, how it used in the sentence or passage. It's not just about the dictionary definition. For example, the word like could mean not heavy, or it could mean something that shines. The meaning depends on the context where you see it.
Why the test include this type of question? The purpose is to check if you really understand how vocabulary works in an academic passage. They also want to see if you can use context clue to figure out meaning. Sometimes they test multiple meanings of a word, and overall, these questions measure how general reading comprehension, not just about your vocabulary memory. So it's not about how many words you've memorized. It's about how well you understand the text.
Now, let's talk about the benefits of practicing these questions. First, it improves your reading speed because you won't stop and check every single word in dictionary. Second, it helps you deal with academic texts that are often long and complicated. Third, it can boost your test score since these questions appear quite frequently. And last, it builds your long-term vocabulary. That means you'll remember words better because you learned them in context, and you can actually use them later in study or work situations.
Alright, so how do we answer this question effective? Here are something strategies. Read the whole sentence, not just the word. A single word with context can be confusing, but the sentence usually gives you clues. Look for context clues. This can be definition, explanation, synonym, and even contrast in the text. Elimination wrong answer. Be careful. Some things want the answer choice is correct in the dictionary but doesn't make sense in the passage. Try replacing the word with the option. Read the sentence again with each choice and see which one sounds natural. Remember, the correct answer is usually a synonym and context, not the exact dictionary meaning.
Let's try a quick example. Imagine the sentence says, although the lecture was long, the professor's coherent explanation helped the student understand the complex topic. The question asks, what does coherent mean? Now, let's check the context. The sentence says the students understood the topic because of the professor's explanation. So, coherent here must mean clear and easy to follow. If one of the answer choices is clear, that's the correct one. Even though in the dictionary, coherent can also mean logical or well-connected. See, the context makes it obvious.
Let's dive into another example to solidify the strategies we just discussed. This one shows how contrast can be a powerful context clue. Consider the sentence: the company's initial proposal was deemed too pessimistic. However, its revised plan was much more optimistic and ambitious. The question asks, what does pessimistic mean in this context? First, we will read the whole sentence. The sentence uses the word however which signals a contrast or an opposite relationship between the two parts of the sentence. Next, we will look for context clues. The clue here is the word however, followed by the phrase much more optimistic and ambitious. The word optimistic is the direct opposite of the unknown word pessimistic. Now, we will eliminate wrong answers. If an answer choice for pessimistic was creative or unrealistic, it would not fit the clear contrast set up by optimistic. Finally, we will try replacing the word with the options. If we know that optimistic means hopeful about the future, then the opposite pessimistic must mean unhopeful or negative. If one of the answer choice is negative or gloomy, that's the correct answer. The key here is using the contrasting word optimistic to unlock the meaning of pessimistic.
So to sum up, vocabulary and context questions train you to understand the meaning of words to context, not just memorization. And the skills super valuable, not only for exams but also for real life communication. The key is to practice recognizing context clues, identifying synonyms and antonyms, and getting comfortable with academic passages. If you keep practicing, you'll get faster, more confident, and of course, you'll raise your test score.
That's all from all of us. Thank you so much for your attention to watching this video, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.